The Haunting of Willow Creek House. In the heart of Willow Creek, an old house loomed like a dark shadow, its weathered boards whispering secrets of the past. Built by the first European settlers, it stood abandoned, shunned by townsfolk who knew better than to tread on haunted ground. One stormy night, a brave girl named Eliza, drawn by tales of ghosts and adventure, crept toward the house. The air crackled with electricity, and the wind howled like a mournful spirit. Ignoring the warnings of her friends, she pushed open the creaking door, stepping into a world frozen in time. Inside, the air was thick with dust, and the silence felt alive, pulsating with an unseen energy. Eliza's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls, where faded portraits of the settlers seemed to watch her with hollow eyes. She felt an unsettling chill, but her curiosity pressed her onward. As she ascended the narrow staircase to the attic, the stairs groaned beneath her weight, echoing her heartbeat. The attic was a graveyard of forgotten relics, old trunks, decaying furniture, and a rocking chair that swayed gently, though there was no breeze. The moment she stepped inside, the door slammed shut. Darkness enveloped her. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the attic, and Eliza heard a voice, a soft, haunting melody that called her name. Eliza! Eliza! The sound was both enchanting and terrifying. She felt an inexplicable pull, as if the house was alive, urging her to stay. Shadows writhed at the edges of her vision, and panic set in. Then, in an instant, she was gone. The next morning, worry gripped Willow Creek. Eliza's family and friends searched for her, their calls echoing in the stillness. The old house loomed ominously, its doors ajar, as if beckoning them to enter. They felt a chill run down their spines as they approached, each step weighed down by dread. Days turned into weeks, and the town whispered of strange occurrences. Lights flickered in the house at night, and shadows flitted past the windows. Some claimed to hear Eliza's laughter, others heard desperate cries for help. But no one dared enter. The house was a tomb, shrouded in sorrow and secrets. As time wore on, the legend of Eliza grew. Children dared each other to get close, but the older folks warned them to stay away. They spoke of the house's curse, of how it fed on fear and despair. The air grew thick with tension, and the house itself seemed to breathe, exhaling an aura of darkness. One fateful night, a group of teenagers, emboldened by bravado, decided to confront the legend. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they crept toward the house, armed only with flashlights and foolish courage. As they entered, the air crackled with a malevolent energy, and the door slammed shut behind them. Inside, they felt an overwhelming presence, as if the shadows were alive, watching, waiting. They heard whispers, a chorus of voices pleading and wailing, echoing through the halls. The temperature dropped, and a sense of dread washed over them. Then, they heard it, the soft, melodic voice calling from the attic. "Help me!" It was unmistakably Eliza's voice, laced with desperation. Terror gripped their hearts, and they raced toward the staircase, but the house seemed to shift around them, warping their sense of direction. As they climbed, the shadows grew darker, wrapping around them like a shroud. At the attic door, they found it locked tight, as if the house itself were preventing their escape. Panic set in as they pounded on the door, their screams swallowed by the oppressive silence. Suddenly, a cold hand brushed against one of them, sending them into a frenzy. They stumbled backward, and in that instant, the door creaked open, revealing the attic bathed in a ghostly light. But the light flickered, and in its close to Eliza, her face pale and eyes wide with terror. She was not alone. The spirits of the settlers surrounded her, their faces twisted in sorrow and rage. In a moment of clarity, the teens realized they were witnessing a tragic scene, a glimpse into the past where Eliza was trapped, caught between worlds. The spirits reached out, their hands grasping for release, their voices a haunting chorus begging for help. With a surge of adrenaline, the teenagers bolted, tumbling down the stairs and bursting through the front door. They ran into the night, gasping for breath, but the house seemed to shudder with rage behind them. Years later, the old Willow Creek house still stood, a decaying monument to the mysteries it held. Locals claimed to see Eliza in the window, her face a mask of longing. On stormy nights, the wind carried her voice, a whisper that echoed through the trees, "Help me!" And so, the legend of Eliza lived on, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left undisturbed, for the house still breathed, still waited, still hungered for the lost souls who dared to uncover its dark secrets.